So good morning, everyone. Please mute your computers and or cell phones. Please change your screen name, adding your name, your company's name or initials, for example, D. Taylor, in parentheses, PBC. Please add your name to the chat, your name and company's name or initials, and please wait for Q&A to ask questions. We'll have a Q&A session at the end of the meeting. Thank you. So good morning. Welcome to the Chicago Department of Transportation Works Progress Administration Street Reconstruction Pre-Bid and Technical Review Meeting for West 89th Street, South Central Park Avenue, and South Holland Road. Today is May 22nd, 2025, a little bit after 11 o'clock a.m. Our agenda includes today introductions, procurement details, which I will cover, compliance details, which Kim Smith will cover, and technical review, which Robert Ochi, our project manager, and Nick will cover. We also have a Q&A session at the end, as I mentioned. Okay, we'll get started with introductions. We'll start with the PBC. I am Dee Taylor, and I am with both procurement and contract compliance with the PBC. If Ray Gitteroff, our executive director, is on, please introduce yourself. If not, we'll start with Patty.
Good morning, Patty Montenegro, PBC Procurement. Welcome.
Thank you, Patty. I think we have more procurement folks on the
Minnie Key,
line.
PBC Procurement.
Miguel Fernandez, PBC Procurement.
Okay. And the rest of the PBC staff, please introduce yourself, Robert.
Sure. Robert Ochi, Project Management, PBC.
Will Green, Project Manager, Construction, PBC.
Donna Green, Project Manager, PBC.
Good
Dawn
morning.
Santana, Assistant PM, PBC.
Good morning, Kim Smith, PBC Compliance.
Okay. Thank you, team. And now can we have CDOT and partners introduce yourself, Jacqueline?
Good morning. My name is Jacqueline Samuel with CDOT. I am the WPA program manager, and I have with me our design team, Civil Tech, Veronica and Abby. Veronica?
Good morning. Veronica Moskal with Civil Tech, design engineer.
Hello, I'm Abby Luzak with Civil Tech, a design engineer.
Okay. Thank you. Do we have Nick on?
Nick
Robert?
is not. Nick is
Okay.
not on. He'll be in late, but
Okay. Okay. And do we have any general contractors joining us today? Do we have someone from FH Passion, I think was mentioned earlier?
Yes, Michelle Harum, FH Passion.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any subcontractors or any suppliers or anyone else on the line joining us today? Okay, then we'll get started. Thank you, everyone. Okay, we'll start with the procurement details for the project. The project overview, we have 3 project locations: West 89th Street from South Princeton Avenue to South Holland Road, South Central Park Avenue from West 73rd Street to West 71st Street, and South Holland Road from West 89th Street to South Princeton Avenue. So 3 project locations in Chicago. For a general scope of work, it includes earth excavation, Portland cement concrete base course, hot mix asphalt surface course, sewer main, water main, and drainage structures, concrete curb and gutter, concrete sidewalks, tactile detectable warning surface system for curb ramps, concrete driveways and alleys, roadway lighting, thermoplastic pavement marking, signs, topsoil, sodding, tree removal, and planting. Continued general scope of work. Our contractor will be required to prepare a phasing and logistics plan for review and approval by both CDOT and PBC prior to the mobilization and commencement of any work. The contractor should also be responsible for providing critical submittals, including electrical lighting, poles and luminaires, sewer and water main, and concrete mix design, as determined by the PBC within 30 days of issuance of the Notice to Proceed, or NTP. For our project overview, we have a time of completion that includes a couple of scheduled milestones and substantial completion. Robert, would you like to jump in here?
Sure, Dee, thank you. So
Thank you.
for this contract, we have schedule milestone number 1, which includes pre-construction, including permitting, construction materials, equipment procurement, schedule preparation, mobilization, and utility coordination. And that may not commence sooner than June 10th, 2025, and must be completed by June 30th, 2025. We have a substantial completion date, which is basically the street reconstruction and associated work. Work may not commence sooner than June 30th, 2025, and must be completed by November 28th, 2025. And schedule milestone number 2, which is new landscaping, which may not commence sooner than October 1st, 2025, and needs to be completed by November 28th, 2025.
Okay, thank you, Robert. We also have, there will be liquidated damages for failure to achieve substantial completion or any of the milestone dates. It will be $1,500 per day for failure to achieve substantial completion and $500 per day for failure to achieve milestone dates. For availability of documents, the documents for the project include Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, and construction drawings. For Book 1, that includes our instructions to bidders, the introduction, the general project overview, submission requirements, and also a few highlights include the bid form, the MBE, WBE, and EEO goals for the project, and the community area map. Book 2 includes the standard terms and conditions, T's and C's, for the contract, and then also Book 3 includes the technical specifications. And again, we also have construction drawings. All of these documents are available on our website, PBC Current Opportunities page, and also in our online plan room. Our printer is Aloha Print Group, and the address is listed on the screen. They're in Chicago. The contact for Aloha is Virginia or Ginger Peak, and the phone number and email from Ms. Peak are also on the screen. So please contact them directly if you have any issues downloading or accessing any of the documents. I'm also available for you to contact, but the process goes a lot quicker if you just contact the printer directly. We also have documents available through our assist agencies. We have numerous assist agencies that we partner with. They're listed on the screen. You can also contact them directly if you have any issues accessing the documents. We encourage you to contact our assist agencies anyway, because their membership includes MBEs and WBEs, which participation is required on this contract. Okay. Technical review meeting will occur directly after this meeting, the procurement and compliance portion of the meetings. So we'll start that approximately at 11:30 a.m. There have been no site visits scheduled for this project. However, failure of the bidders to become familiar with the project shall not relieve or alter the bidder's responsibility for completing the work as required by the contract documents. Requests for information, RFIs. Those are any questions that you have regarding the project. I am the sole point of contact for those questions. Again, my name is Dee Taylor. I'm the contract officer for this project. I can be reached at dee.taylor@cityofchicago.org. The deadline for you to submit questions to me is May 29th, 2025 by 4:00 p.m. Right now, we don't have any addenda that have been issued. However, addendum number 1 is pending. It's forthcoming, and it will include the community area map and also any questions that we've received to date. For the bid due date and time, it's due Tuesday, June 5th, 2025 at 11 o'clock a.m. This date and time is subject to change via addendum. Please make sure you're registered with our PBC alerts so that you can receive information on any changes to the dates and times or any information changes for the project. And you can register for PBC alerts on our website. Virtual meeting details include the bid opening will be streamed live and will be recorded and available on our website for viewing on PBC's homepage at www.pbcchicago.com and also on the current opportunity page on our website. And the web address is listed on the screen. Your bid must be submitted electronically. We require 1 complete copy of the bid document, original signatures in blue ink or digital signature. You also must include your bid bond with your submission. You have to also include your master bid form, which has the master bid tab, all 3 schedule of prices, and the award criteria sheet. You must submit it in both Excel and PDF format separately within the email. And the PDF document should be searchable, PDF form and not a scanned copy. You also must email to 2 places, dee.taylor@cityofchicago.org and pbc-procurement@cityofchicago.org. If for whatever reason you have difficulty submitting electronically, you can request to submit a hard copy bid. You have to request it in writing to me, and the decision will be made by our Director of Procurement, James Borgman. And let me just go back one. Our bid due date, I apologize, that is a typo. The bid due date is Thursday, June 5th at 11 o'clock a.m. On Thursday, June 5th at 11 o'clock a.m. Thank you. And our pre-award meeting will follow that for the vendor selected as the most responsible and responsive vendor at that time. The pre-award meeting you will be invited to will be on Friday, June 6, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. It will be a virtual meeting and you'll receive the instructions for it. Again, the date and time is subject to change via addendum, so be sure that you're registered with the PBC alerts. The notice of award. The anticipated schedule for that is June 2025, following the PBC Board of Commissioners meeting. The successful general contractor will be required to provide compliance certificate of insurance as well as a payment and performance bond within 7 days of the notice of award or NOA issuance. Okay. Now I'll get into a couple of the highlights in both Book 1 and Book 2. Budget, staffing, and additional requirements are included in those books. We have both this. And please make sure you mute yourselves during the presentation. Thank you. That'll include an estimated construction budget. And you can find all of this information will be in our Book 1. The estimated construction budget will be on page 4, and it is $11.5 million to $11.6 million. The mandatory project staffing is on page 6. The scheduling software requirements is on page 6 as well. Liquidated damages is also on page 6, and prevailing wage rates is on page 7 as well as page 50. And on page 50, you'll find a direct link to the Illinois Department of Labor, where you can find the prevailing wage rates there. We also have our joint venture opportunities, which we encourage. We encourage all vendors to look for joint venture opportunities. You will be required to complete a Schedule B which is the joint venture affidavit. That can also be found in Book 1 on page 35. You'll have to submit a JV agreement as well as a certification letter for the MBE or WBE. The bid form. On the screen, you'll see this is an example of the bid form for this project, and it includes all 3 sites, as well as the grand total base bid and total award criteria figure at the bottom, which automatically populate from the other sheets that you will be required to complete. For the bid form, each avenue, street, road has a separate tab. As you can see, we have a separate tab for 89th Street, South Central Park Avenue, and South Holland Road. Enter your unit pricing for each of the 3 streets, and the master bid form will automatically populate and total. Here's an example of the bid form, the schedule of prices. You will enter your unit pricing here where the arrow is pointed with the large oval circle. You enter your unit pricing for each of the line items there, and the sheet will automatically total at the bottom there. And again, these amounts go back to the master bid form, automatically totaling. We also ask for additional information on the bid form, including your surety information. We need the name and address of your surety firm. And we also need information on your firm. We need your name and the date. The award criteria figure, this is an example, a sample of the sheet. So on this form, you will fill out your maximum amount, your percentage amounts for the minority journeyman, minority apprentice, and minority laborer. The maximum amount for those are 70%. For female journeyman, female apprentice, and female laborer, the maximum percentage that you can submit is 15%. And you complete those lines, and it automatically totals at the bottom of that form and transfers to the master bid form, the master bid tab that we reviewed earlier. Okay. The basis of award. The award will be made to the responsible bidder submitting the lowest grand total award criteria figure, which is line 14 of the bid form, whose corresponding grand total base bid is on line 13 of the bid form, is within the available funds for each street or avenue, and is otherwise responsive to all requirements of the contract documents. The firms are required to fill out the entire bid form in order to be considered responsive. The Commission reserves the right to reject any and all bids wherever such rejection is in the best interest of the Commission. Bids that the PBC considers to be materially unbalanced will be rejected. At this time, I'll turn it over to Kim Smith and Compliance, who will go over the compliance portion of the project.
Thank you, Dee.
Thank you.
For this project, the MBE WBE goals are 26% MBE, 6% WBE. The PBC only accepts certifications from the City of Chicago or Cook County. The MBE or WBE firm must be certified in the scope of work that they are performing. Additional information regarding MBE, WBE special conditions can be found under Book 2, Article 23. Next slide, please. As Dee mentioned earlier, the maximum award criteria figure for this project is 70% for minority journey worker, apprentice, and laborer, and the maximum is 15% for female journey worker, apprentice, and laborer. Community hiring is a requirement. 7.5% of all construction hours should be performed by residents of the project community. 50% of all hours generated are to be generated by employees residing in the City of Chicago. Next slide, please. This is the community hiring map. You will only receive credit for workers residing in the designated highlighted areas. The 7.5% hours should come from this map. Next slide, please. The PBC uses B2G Now as our payment tracking system for MBE and WBE payments. An established business is a certified MBE or WBE firm that is participating in the city's phased graduation program. The business can only receive the credit percentage of the established business for the first year. A participating established business can earn 75% MBE or WBE credit for its performance. In the second year, 50%, and in the third year, 25%. Manufacturers receive 100% credit, suppliers 60% credit, and brokers receive no credit. You must submit a Schedule C and D with your bid package. The Schedule D identifies the credit amount, and the Schedule C identifies the contract amount. This is the Schedule D form. The form should be completed by the contractor. You will identify your MBE, WBE credit amounts. If you have a supplier and their contract value is 100,000, only 60,000 should appear on the Schedule D. The goal is to reach 26% MBE participation and 6% WBE participation. This is the Schedule C form. Again, the Schedule C form, the Schedule C identifies the subcontractor's total contract value amount. The subcontractor should complete this form, and this is where the total contract value should appear. Now over to the subcontracting levels highlighted in green should be completed. If an MBE or WBE is subletting work to a non-MBE or WBE, they cannot receive that percentage of credit for their MBE or WBE participation. For example, if 10% of the work is being sublet and the contract value is 100,000, the credit would be received for 90,000. If a subcontractor will be subcontracting any work to an MBE or WBE, they will receive credit for participation. If this section is not applicable, the subcontractor should indicate it with 0%. Do not leave it blank. Please make sure this section is complete, as it is often overlooked. Back to you, Dee.
Great, thank you so much, Kim. Okay, again, as a reminder, I am the sole point of contact for this project. You can contact me at dee.taylor@cityofchicago.org if you have any questions or concerns.
Dee,
At this time,
I'm sorry, Dee, before we move on to technical review, we did have somebody join via phone. If you could please identify yourself, name and company name, and unmute yourself, please. Okay. All right, we can keep going, but
okay, please make sure you put your name and company's name in the chat. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, at this time, we'll start our technical review portion of the meeting, and I will turn it over to Robert Ochi, our project manager. Robert?
Thank you, Dee. So, as previously stated, this package of WPA projects includes West 89th Street, South Princeton Avenue to South Holland Road, South Holland Road, which is West 89th Street to South Princeton Avenue, and then South Central Park Avenue, which is West 73rd Street to West 71st Street. We'll go into more detail with the engineers of record. Abigail will give a presentation on the specific locations and the details associated with those. There is one point I'd like to point out is that these projects, 2 of them will include coordination with the Department of Water Management's lead line service replacement. And that will take place on South Holland for the project for South Holland Road and South Central Park. And we'll get into more details of those in the presentation. So I'm going to hand it over to Abigail, who will take over the technical description of these project sites.
Thank you, Robert. Hi, my name is Abby Luzak, and I'm the engineer of record for these projects that we're reviewing today. So we'll start with 89th Street. We will go over the existing conditions, the proposed conditions, and the local coordination. Next slide, please. So in the existing conditions, the roadway width varies between 15 and 20 feet with a consistent right-of-way of 33 feet. There are 3 intersections on 89th Street. It's South Princeton Avenue, South Yale Avenue, and South Holland Road. The concerns for this project are similar to other WPA projects. There's no curb and gutter on 89th Street. There's poor pavement condition, and the lack of curb and gutter leads to flooding on the street and on private property, as you can see from the pictures. In the proposed condition, the roadway width will be 22 feet, and we will be installing curb and gutter. There will also be new driveways constructed and alley aprons added for positive drainage. A new sidewalk will be installed on the north side of 89th Street between South Princeton Avenue and South Holland Road, as well as new ADA ramps will be installed in the intersections of South Princeton Avenue and South Yale Avenue. For the proposed sewer design, a segment of 24-inch ductile iron pipe mainline sewer will be installed, as well as a new 36-inch RCP and DIP storage storm sewer per the plans. There will be connections made to the existing sewer at South Holland Road, and this project includes 7 new catch basins and 8 manholes. For the water main design, there will be 8-inch ductile iron water main installed per the plans, as well as the existing water main to be abandoned. There are no service lines on this project, but there are 2 fire hydrants to be installed. The maintenance of traffic has stages 1, 2, and 2A, as shown here. And on the next slide, we also have a detour plan that will be included for 89th Street. As you can see, traffic will be directed towards Princeton Avenue during construction, and Princeton will be converted from a 1-way to a 2-way street during construction. And just to note that this detour plan also applies to the Holland project, which I'll discuss next because it is adjacent to the 89th Street project. For lighting, there will be new street lighting, which includes piggyback lighting for pedestrians with 1 light pole that provides lighting for both the street and the sidewalk with upgraded LED lamps. There will be Cobra heads for the street luminaires and acorn heads for the pedestrian luminaires. For landscaping, the existing trees will be removed as shown on the plans. There are 4 new trees to be planted as part of this project, as well as new topsoil and sod to be placed. The next project in the package is Holland Road from West 89th Street to South Princeton Avenue. And as I mentioned previously, this is adjacent to the 89th Street project. So for the existing conditions, this roadway varies from 12 to 18 feet with a consistent 33-foot right-of-way. There are 4 intersections at West 89th Street, South Yale Avenue, West 88th Street, and South Princeton Avenue. The concerns are similar. There are poor pavement condition and as you can see, the lack of curb and gutter leads to flooding on the street and on private property. In the proposed condition, the roadway will be widened to 21 feet, and there will be curb and gutter installed, as well as new alley aprons constructed. There will be new sidewalks installed on the southwest side of South Holland Road, and ADA ramps will be installed at the intersections. For the sewer design, this project maintains the existing 15 and 18-inch sewers and has a proposed 36-inch ductile iron pipe and 48-inch ductile iron pipe storage storm sewer to be included per the plans. There are 8 manholes and 9 catch basins to be installed. And as for the water main, this project includes 8-inch ductile iron water main per the plans, as well as abandoning the existing water main. There are 6 lead service lines on this project and the installation of 3 fire hydrants. And for maintenance of traffic, there are 3 stages, stages 1, 2, and 3. As I've mentioned a couple of times now, the detour plan from 89th Street will also be included on Holland Road. All right, next slide, thank you. For lighting, this will also include new street lighting, which includes piggyback lighting for pedestrians with 1 light pole, which provides lighting for both the street and the sidewalk with upgraded LED lamps, and cobra heads for the street luminaires and acorn heads for the pedestrian luminaires. For landscaping, the existing trees will be removed as shown on the plans, with 29 new trees to be planted between the sidewalk and roadway, as well as new topsoil and sod to be placed. Our final project in this package is South Central Park Avenue from West 73rd Street to West 71st Street. So I'll show the existing conditions, proposed conditions, and local coordination. The roadway width varies in the existing condition, but it's around 15 feet wide, and the right-of-way is 50 feet wide. This project has 5 intersections at West 73rd Street, West 72nd Place, West 72nd Street, West 71st Place, and West 71st Street. The concerns are, again, the poor pavement condition and the lack of curb and gutter, which leads to flooding on the street and on private property. In the proposed condition, the roadway will be 30 feet wide and include curb and gutter. And also there will be reconstruction of driveways and alley aprons. The sidewalk will be maintained on the existing sidewalk will be maintained on the south side of South Central Park Avenue, and there will be ADA ramps installed at the alleys and intersections. For the sewer design, there will be a new segment of 10-inch ductile iron pipe mainline sewer and a new 36-inch RCP DIP and a 48-inch RCP storage storm sewers designed per the plans. And also there are 12 manholes, 9 catch basins, and 1 inlet to be installed as part of this project. For the water main design, there's 12-inch ductile iron water main to be installed as part of these plans, as well as abandoning the existing water main. There are 2 lead service lines on this project, and there are 4 fire hydrants. The maintenance of traffic has 2 stages, as you can see. And then Central Park also has a detour plan. What's shown on the screen will be revised, so there will be an addendum for this project, but the detour plan will have additional wayfaring signage, and it utilizes Pulaski as the main detour route west of the project. For lighting, this project will install new street lighting, which includes piggyback lighting for pedestrians, 1 light pole that provides lighting for both the street and sidewalk, with upgraded LED lamps, and then cobra heads for the street luminaire and acorn heads for the pedestrian luminaire. The landscaping has the existing trees planned to be removed are shown on the plans. There are 68 new trees to be planted between the sidewalk and roadway on Central Park, as well as new topsoil and sod to be placed.
Okay, thank you, Abigail, and also
Thank
thank you, Robert. Okay, we have reached the Q&A portion of our meeting. Are there any questions for any of the presenters? Okay, Patty?
Yeah, no questions in the chat either, so I think if there are no questions, then we can officially conclude the pre-bid for this project, pre-bid conference.